Hi, welcome to my new YouTube channel. I'm Tarantula D and this is Bella. Bella's obviously not a tarantula, but she's the first spider I owned and she's a jumping spider. She's got 3 siblings and she always loves to come out and put on a bit of a show. Well, she probably won't now. I've now got 12 tarantulas, all young ones, so I look forward to making these videos and being able to watch them grow with you. So that's Bella put away, back for the night, and I'd like to introduce you to Miss Kel. She's my T. albop nicaracua, true curly hair. Not very good with the pronunciation of Latin names, but here she is. She's probably the biggest T that I have at the moment, besides my OBT, and we'll get to him shortly. She's quite a placid, gentle, docile girl. I say girl because most of my T's, I've no idea what sexes they are. I'm not really bothered what sexes they are, apart from obviously the lifespan. The females do last and live longer than the males by a considerable term, but she's more of a docile species and she's never really too stressed when I get her out to handle. She is a terrestrial spider. She does, however, like to bury away at times, and this is the enclosure I have at the moment. This is just a starter home for her until she gets slightly bigger, and then we'll move on. So we're just going to pop Miss Kel back into her enclosure, and there she goes. She's quite happy there. So just a quick look at her enclosure. I've made sure that when I've put in some of her bark for her hide, there's quite a gap under there, so she does like to go under there and sit and look out. A wee bit of greenage and the wee flowers there, just a wee bit of decoration. You know, it always does look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, but she also does like to sit over here in this corner and web. So yep, that's Miss Kel. This young lady here is Miss Shaniqua. She is my T. Celadonia. She's a Brazilian jewel. Very, very small. I'm not even sure if you can actually see her here at the moment. I'm just going to remove her a little bit with the brush. Maybe see her wee colours there. Even for such a small tarantula. She's a dwarf species, but obviously a sling at the moment. The colours are so bright, and they're there almost from the second they leave the egg sac. So just to compare size, her wee enclosure is so small, and even her larger enclosure won't be of any great significant size. She is a trapdoor spider, so she will make a trapdoor at some point, I'm hoping. So she's got plenty of leaf litter and her bark there for hiding. And food-wise, I tend to give her a bit of a mealworm just cut up. She was a gift for Christmas from Aspen. Oh, she's a bit thirsty there. She just had a wee attack of the brush. I'm just going to try and move her. Not a thirsty one. So I think we'll probably just leave her alone because I don't want to stress her out. So here I have my versicolor. This is Miss Frankie. She was my first tarantula. She's an arboreal species, so she does like to climb. She's a sling with showing her bright blue colouring. She's an absolute beautiful species. And when she's hungry, do I know about it, she loves to wander around her enclosure hunting. I like to leave her maybe a day or two after I see her out hunting, just because I feel that's what they would do in the wild. And to make sure that when she does get her prey, she does eat it, and she's not just leaving it sort of dead rotten in the enclosure. She has molted twice with me now, so I'm really excited to see her grow, because I have read so much about humidity, cross-ventilation, etc. with the arboreals. So knowing that she's molted twice with me, she never really gets any stress, is really exciting. So I know that I'm doing a pretty okay job here with her. I've recently got another 2 arboreal spiders, and I'll be introducing them in another video. So in here I have my geniculata. Again, not very good with Latin tarantula names, but he is in fact my Mexican white Riesling. I'm only going to briefly lift his bar because I do believe he's about to go into molt, and I really don't want to stress him out too much. He can be quite active, but at the minute just nothing, and he really isn't interested in any of his food. But even as a small sling, you can see the white coming through on his legs, and he's an absolutely lovely species, and I really can't wait to watch him grow. So this here is Mr. Miyamoto. He is my OBT, and for reasons I'm sure any tarantula owner, keeper, anybody that knows about them knows I am not going in there with the paintbrush. I have my trusty catch cup to hand, just in case. He's only a sling, and he's still very, very thirsty. So he's not a tarantula that I'll be handling in the future, but he's definitely beautiful. I can see his markings coming up on his back, and I'm sure that when he's fully grown, he's going to be stunning. But no, definitely not one to be handled.